Typhoon Bavi, the most powerful storm to strike mainland China this year, brought heavy rain to the eastern coast on Sunday and lashed densely populated cities with violent winds, testing the country's ability to cope with extreme weather. Bavi had weakened by Sunday morning to a tropical storm as it pushed inland, but forecasters warned that the France-sized storm system could unleash prolonged and widespread rain across eastern and northern China in the coming days. Over 2.8 million people have been evacuated, according to a Reuters tally of figures reported by state media. Of those, more than 2.2 million were in Zhejiang, an economic and technological powerhouse in the world's second-largest economy. There have been no official reports of deaths or injuries. Bavi struck Zhejiang's coastal city of Yuhuan at around 11:20 p.m., 15:20 GMT, on Saturday, before making a second landfall in Yueqing, part of Wenzhou, at around midnight. The winds were very strong, Yueqing resident Li Liangxing told Reuters. We could hear roof tiles and tree branches falling. Of course we were scared, but we live by the sea, so we're used to it. Gesturing toward a flooded canal beside his residential compound, Li said he had never seen the water so high. There used to be a walkway there, but now it's underwater. More than 1,300 trees fell across Yueqing, with more than 700 of them uprooted entirely, state broadcaster CCTV reported. The deepest flooding reached roughly half the height of a vehicle tire. Emergency crews on Sunday deployed excavators and chainsaws to clear waterlogged streets littered with fallen trees. In the city's mountainous north, CCTV footage showed a landslide that sent large boulders tumbling onto a mountain road, while swollen river waters submerged nearby trees. In Kanmen, a coastal fishing town in Yuhuan, 72-year-old parcel shop owner Lin Yongjin was counting the cost of Bavi. His shop, which faces the sea, bore the brunt of the storm. Metal frames supporting the entrance canopy had collapsed, and a window in a neighboring building had been blown out. Lin estimated the typhoon had caused more than 6,000 yuan, $885, in damage. After it came ashore, there was nothing we could do. Rainwater poured into the house. We spent the whole night dealing with it and didn't get to sleep until after 5 a.m., he said. Having lived through many typhoons, Lin said this one stood out. It was a very powerful typhoon. It made landfall right here in Kanmen. We were right in its path. Bavi passed northern Taiwan on Saturday, bringing strong winds and driving rain across much of the island. The storm dumped nearly 80 centimeters, 31 inches of rain in one area in the northern county of Miaoli. Taiwan's fire department said on Sunday that 134 people had been injured, mainly due to falling off motorbikes, slipping, or being struck by objects. It reported no deaths. The Transport Ministry said 137 international flights had been canceled on Sunday, along with 62 domestic trips. The disruption also extended to China's transport networks. In Zhejiang's provincial capital, Hangzhou, 2 major train stations suspended all services, and 327 flights were canceled at Xiaoshan International Airport. In neighboring Shanghai, a total of 1,620 train trips and 684 flights were canceled, state-backed the paper reported. By Sunday afternoon, Bavi had moved into eastern Anhui province and was forecast to turn northeast before entering the northern Yellow Sea on Tuesday. China's National Meteorological Center said, the storm is expected to dump heavy to torrential rain across the provinces of Jilin, Liaoning, Hebei, Shandong, Jiangsu, and Anhui from Monday, exacerbating flood risks in areas already soaked by earlier downpours. In Hebei Province's Jiangxi County, where nearly 190 millimeters, 7.5 inches, of rain fell from Saturday to Sunday morning. Social media footage verified by Reuters showed rescuers using an inflatable boat to reach people stranded atop a partially submerged car after floodwaters transformed a public square into a muddy lake. Even as Bavi weakened after landfall, its large circulation can continue to generate destructive weather hundreds of kilometers inland, said Benjamin Horton, the dean of the School of Energy and Environment at the City University of Hong Kong. Scientists have warned China could face more extreme weather this year with the expected emergence of the El Niño weather pattern, which can drive up temperatures and shift typhoon tracks westward toward the country's coast. Rapid intensification of typhoons reduces preparation time for communities and emergency managers, making these events particularly challenging, Horton said. Emergency alerts are in place as flooding affects Liaoning and Hebei provinces, destroying roads and trapping residents. Bridges were underwater, cornfields were flooded, and classes and work were canceled in northeast China as Typhoon Bavi continued to move north on Monday, prompting several local governments to issue emergency alerts. In Shenyang, capital of the northeastern province of Liaoning, all classes at junior high schools, primary schools, and kindergartens were suspended for the day, along with construction work and outdoor activities, while 94 tourist attraction sites remained closed. Roads were also flooded, leading to the temporary closure of some bus routes and subway stations. A government notice said that more than 3,500 staff across 12 government departments were on duty for continued rescue and flood relief. Other employees were encouraged to work from home and reduce traveling to ensure safety. In Chengde, Hebei province, 3 hours from Beijing, flooding washed away several cars, according to media reports. Roads in about 9 villages in the area were destroyed, and villagers were trapped, as heavy rain continued late into Sunday night. The city was still recovering from hail and rain in June. In some parts of Chengde, the situation last month was so severe that residents had to shovel their way out, according to media reports at the time. In central China's Anhui province, more than 61,000 people were evacuated on Sunday, with parks closed and reservoirs discharging water in advance. On Monday morning, the National Meteorological Center issued a code blue typhoon alert, the lowest on its 4-tier system. The center said Bavi was predicted to move north at 10 to 15 kilometers per hour, 6 to 9 miles per hour, then turn northeast, weakening as it travels, before moving into the Yellow Sea from Shandong on Tuesday. But more meteorological disasters are expected in a few months, with a strong El Niño event expected this autumn or winter, according to the latest monitoring data from the Ministry of Natural Resources. The data suggests this year's El Niño might even match the 1997 to 1998 event, one of the most powerful in recorded history. Citing forecasters, China National Radio reported that strong typhoons and high ocean temperatures were expected this winter, with extreme rain and flooding to follow in summer 2027. In southern China, people have been helping one another out of the floodwaters. In one case, in a refrigerator, while supplies are being delivered with drones. Dragon boats are also being used to help the stranded. In a village in Guigang, Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region, members of a racing team used their 12-meter-long dragon boat to rescue more than 200 people. The team had been practicing for 3 months for the race in June, but the event was canceled because of bad weather. This time, the boat had been put to good use, one member told Beijing News. The conditions were very different from boat races, with the rapid floodwater making it difficult to steer, the racers said. They assigned 4 team members to control the vessel as they went around rescuing people, including a 21-day-old infant, an elderly person, and a child clinging to a tree. Volunteer drone enthusiasts also arrived to help deliver supplies. Among them was Zhang Shou in Guangxi, who told the newspaper he and friends arrived in Hangzhou to find 20 others from all over the region. The drone operators told the media that the challenges of operating the devices in the rain required them to be on high alert at all times. The water could soak the battery and cause a malfunction, and as drones flew near an affected village, they could crash into houses, trees, power lines, or pedestrians, they said. Others have started cleaning up, clearing away the mud, recovering their possessions and calculating the losses. According to authorities, 39 people have died and 9 are missing in this flood. At evacuation centers across Guangxi, people lined up to receive water and food. Many had been unable to bring anything with them, only a few shirts, Jupai News reported. A volunteer said many of the evacuees were soaked from head to toe and barefoot. Children arrived carried on the backs of others and crying out for food. Some losses are hard to count. Villagers have lost entire houses, their cows and pigs drowned, cars inundated, and jasmine flower crops washed away. We have all underestimated effects of this typhoon, one villager told Beijing News. One rescuer told media portal Guancha.cn that a clear difference between this and previous floods was the long time the water was taking to recede. Wang Yi, director of a team with non-profit Blue Sky Rescue, said that while helping people in Guigang, he observed the water rise 20 centimeters, 7.9 inches, in a day. One of the most heavily hit villages Wang and his team went to was about 8 meters underwater, and while rowing through the floodwater, they could touch the street signs and surveillance cameras. Another difficulty was that the floodwater was not like a regular river. Buildings, streets, and construction sites were all inundated, which meant there was silt, nails, steel piles, and other hazards. Several of their rescue boats were ripped, he said. Typhoon Bavi lashed Taiwan on Saturday, leaving 87 people injured, prompting the evacuation of 14,476 residents nationwide, and knocking out power in 177,485 households, according to the government. Most of the injuries were caused by people falling from motorcycles or bicycles during strong winds and on slippery roads, while some injuries occurred during the typhoon preparations. The latest data from the Central Emergency Operations Center, CEOC, showed at 3 p.m. No fatalities or severe injuries had been reported as of that time, the center said. CEOC data showed that 14,476 people had been evacuated nationwide due to flooding and landslide risks. The largest number was in Hualien County, with 5,180, followed by Taichung with 2,060, New Taipei 1,698, Kaohsiung 1,671, and Hsinchu County 1,496, the data indicated. Starting early Saturday, Typhoon Bavi drenched Taiwan with torrential rain, prompting red alerts, the highest warning level for landslides and debris flows, for 45 areas across the country, including 28 locations in Hsinchu County and others in Taoyuan, as well as in Miaoli, Yunlin, and Chiayi counties. Under the alerts, issued by the Agency of Rural Development and Soil and Water Conservation, 2 areas in Hsinchu County and 1 in Taoyuan were warned of large-scale landslides. Yellow alerts, the lowest level, were issued for debris flows in 214 streams in New Taipei, Taoyuan, the counties of Yilan, Hsinchu, Miaoli, Yunlin, and Chiayi, and other municipalities. Meanwhile, 177,485 households nationwide had experienced power outages as of 3 p.m. Saturday, Taiwan Power Company, Taipower, said, adding that electricity had been restored to 158,631, or 89% of them. Of the 18,854 households that were still without power, 3,181 were in Taichung, 2,244 in Kaohsiung, 2,055 in New Taipei, 1,722 in Yunlin, 1,707 in Miaoli, and smaller numbers elsewhere, Taipower said. As of 3 p.m., the CEOC said it had received 1,456 reports of fallen trees and infrastructure damage caused by the typhoon, mostly in New Taipei and Taichung, and 614 had not yet been addressed. The next CEOC briefing is scheduled for 8 p.m. Saturday. The Central Weather Administration has forecast that the radius of Typhoon Bavi will move away from Taiwan by late Saturday night or early Sunday morning.